Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. It's the end of July, so time to talk about my favourite products for this month. And yeah, I've got quite a few. None of them, or not many of them, are overwhelmingly favourites that I know I'm going to be using again and again over the coming months. You know, there are a few products that kind of stand out, and when you talk about them, you know that you're still going to be talking about them at the end of the year. So, you know, things like the Tom Ford Pink Sand. Have I mentioned that cream blusher enough? It's still something that I've used a lot this month, and I'm going to be talking about that by the end of the year. So I haven't included things like that in this month's favourites because I've been dipping in and out of a couple of new things, things from my stash, things that I bought some months ago and didn't really use very much when I bought them because I, you know, bought a lot from various collections at the same time, and I've kind of got to use them a bit more. So let's talk about things that I haven't shown you before. What would be a good one? Here's one. Bobbi Brown. This is an eyeshadow by Bobbi Brown called Wheat 30. And I bought this, truth to tell, probably about 2 months ago. Not to use as an eyeshadow, but because somebody, and I've looked and looked and I can't recall whether it was a blog or I think it was a YouTube video, but I honestly can't recall who it was. But it was someone with very pale skin like me who used this as a contour product and said she found it much more effective for contouring than the typical kind of bronzy. I know bronzing is different from contouring, but different from the contour products that she'd used. So I went out and bought it, and I didn't really use it for a bit, and I was watching a video the other day, and it was Goddess, a number that I've forgotten, but I'll put the link below, talking about her Bobbi Brown products, and I realised I hadn't used this or any of my Bobbi Brown products recently, so I got it out, and I have been loving it as a contour. I use this brush, which is a Zoeva 109 Luxe Face Paint brush, but you can see it's a nice kind of slim brush, and it just makes contouring the cheeks so easy for me. It definitely takes a couple of pounds off my face. You know, just one swipe in this. You can see it's a very pale matte taupe, designed, as I say, as an eyeshadow, but on my pale skin, just the perfect contour. So if you're a paley, you know, you might like to try this. I really do recommend it. And, you know, it's an okay eyeshadow as well. Not particularly exciting, but a nice matte. So worth a go. So definitely loving that. Also in the eye department, I think I've shown you this product before and kind of given my initial impressions. It's the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. Now that I've used up my Maybelline Lumi pen for the time being, I have got another one, but I haven't opened it. I've been digging into this to do my under eye circles every day. And it's a really good combination concealer luminizer. I mean, it's not the greatest concealer or the greatest luminizer, but if you just want to use one product, this is a good one. As I've said before, it's quite sticky, but I find it works, you know, even though I've got reasonably wrinkly eyes, gives just the right amount of correction and a bit of luminizing, and it feels really soothing and non-drying to the under eye area. So I've been using that in combination with the La Mer Illuminizing Gel Eye Cream that I think I showed last month. Still loving that as the treatment. This on top as the corrector. Really liking it. I'm not going to say a lot about this because I think I'm going to do a separate video about concealers and colour correctors, but I am loving this palette. It's by MAC Pro, that's MAQ Pro, which is a French firm, nothing to do with the American MAC company. And it's called the Palade Fard Creme. They do lots of different concealers and foundations for both theatrical and normal wear. They're incredibly pigmented, and I just love this palette. It's got absolutely everything in. I can correct my thread veins with the green. I can contour if I want with these beautiful under eye colour correctors and other, concealers and brighteners. And this one doesn't have a lavender in because I didn't need that correction, but it does have this pink which doubles as a blush. I'll talk more about this and some other foundation corrector products that I'm loving in a moment separately. I've been using all sorts of different foundations, BB creams, CC creams. This has been the favourite, the Meteorites Baby Glow. It really is a nice summer-friendly complexion perfector. Really recommend it. Still enjoying, although it's early days, my recently purchased Airbrush Flawless Finish Micro Powder in Fair from Charlotte Tilbury. As you know, I'm not a great matte powder wearer. I prefer to wear something with a bit of a glow in it, but in this hot weather I have been enjoying this just to set around my T-zone. Liking it very much so far. Also liking two eye products. One I've showed relatively recently from a summer haul, the Guerlain Summer Shadow Waterproof. This is the White Sand, still available I think, and I either use it with the Meteorites on a kind of no makeup day, just to even out the colour on my eyelid. It doesn't really look as if you're wearing anything, but makes your upper eyelid look a bit brighter. And it wears very well, or more frequently as a base for powder shadows, and I really like it. Maybe it's an expensive way of, fixing your powder shadows. This is a product from Chanel. I'm mentioning this because they brought these out again this summer. This one, in fact, is from last year, Pink Lagoon. And these are these Stilo eyeshadows that when you put on, they actually have a cooling effect. Now, I didn't like this when I bought it. I actually tried to sell it on eBay, and long story, I mean, it was sold and then, came back. And so I just put it in my drawer, forgot about it, thought, I'll try it when it was the hot weather, just for the cooling effect. And lo and behold, I actually like it now, particularly as a base. It's quite kind of metallic, as you can see. I suppose there are so many kind of pink and red shadows out at the moment. It's a bit of a look. But I actually find this works really well as a base, not just for pink shadows, for almost any. So I have been using that. The other, loving various creams and all my different ombres, but I've been liking this nice bronze New Moon, which I think is about to be re-promoted in the autumn, if I'm not wrong, by Chanel, if you missed out. It's just a really nice rosy bronze, which has been nice when we've had hotter weather. And I've liked to combine that with this year's Lumiere d'Ete instead of a blush, applying this, which is, nice kind of slightly tan product, but it's got a slight shimmer. It looks good on the cheeks. So I've been wearing that, usually applied with a kabuki, I find, or a stiff brush gets that one on quite nicely. And in the days I've preferred a blush, I've been using almost exclusively this Angelique, which again came out, I think, in the spring, and I didn't really wear it. It's a nice corally candy pink. It's looking a bit bleached there. That's a bit better. Kind of showing the peachiness of it. Quite pigmented, the lovely smell that I love on Chanel blushes. I've really been loving that. There you can see it's quite a nice pigmented one, but goes on a bit sheerer than that if you want. I've also been oddly going back to one of the Tom Ford Spring duos. This is the Raw Jade. I picked this up one day when I wanted a really bright, slightly shimmery white for the inner corner of my eye, which was looking a bit black, which this one has. And then thought, oh, well, I'd do a kind of khaki eye as well. And I've actually been loving that look with, nice peachy, angelique cheeks. So although that was the spring collection shadow, and I thought I probably would use it more in the autumn, it's actually had quite a few outings this month. And then two kind of lip nail combos. I have been loving the red with the kind of tan cheeks and then just a plain eye and straightforward skin and the pop of red Coquelicot. Lovely cream nail and a nice red lip. I've got loads of red lippies. This one, because it's quite a forgiving, moist formula. It's the Kiss Kiss. Actually came out last Christmas holiday season, but it's still available in a lot of stores. It's a really nice sharp red, but reasonably forgiving, or as forgiving as reds ever can be. And the other alternative I've been liking is a really bright candy pink nail, and I've been digging out various pink lipsticks, but here's one of my Tom Ford Lips and Boys. This is Justin. I've got so many of these. Really nice, mid-toned, bordering on bluey pink, really pretty pop of colour, and again, just a fabulous formulation to wear. So, been quite a wide spread of products this month, and really enjoyed them all. I'm looking forward to the fall collections, but there's still, I hope, a bit of summer coming to wear some of these summer collection items that I haven't worn very much. But until next month, or well, I'll speak to you before then, but next month for next lot of favourites, it's bye for now. Bye.